because Skylar said he's gonna unsubscribe if we're 5 minutes late.
No, he's saying we are 5 minutes late, and he is unsubscribing.
Yeah. Keller's falling asleep already because it's it's bedtime.
Yeah. You can blame me for that one for talking too much.
No, you're good.
It's good, man. It's good.
We're here.
We're here.
Episode 250.
Wow. Crazy.
That's like, momentous occasion there. I think
it is.
Hang on, I need to see if I have any booze downstairs. Hold up. I mean, you guys can keep talking. I'm just gonna
go
try to rate the stash.
Yes, it's episode 250. I am a little intoxicated because we were decorating for Christmas, and there was a bottle of champagne in the fridge that was unopened. No idea where it came from or how long it's been sitting there. It's probably been about a year, but I said, let's open it, thinking that my wife would be drinking half of it, and I would be drinking half of it, and I drank more than half of it. And I'm feeling it. So
good. The question is, how does Keller know that you were saucing it up?
Because I was talking in the group chat beforehand about I was a little more buzzed at that point, and I was on Palm Street because Adam and Kyle at Caveman Reptiles had a Palm Street going on. So I was like, I'm a little turnt and was going to squander some wealth, but I saved myself.
What is Palm Street?
Oh, buddy. So it's this app, and basically there's these live streams that happen, but they do auctions at the same time, but it's very fast paced auctions. It's not like 10-minute back and forths. We're talking like 60 seconds, 30 seconds, like fast paced. So a lot of tarantula guys and invert guys and bug people are using it, and a lot of plant people are using it.
Nice.
And you can score some pretty good stuff for pretty cheap on there if you you time things right. So
going once, going twice, too fucking slow. Cappuccino.
Well, if people keep bidding, it adds time, but it adds less and less time each time somebody does it. So it's not going to keep extending it by 30 seconds. It's
interesting.
You're at the 30-second mark, someone bids. Okay, it puts it adds 10 seconds, and then it'll add 5 seconds, whatever. And it's cool. It's fun. I've bought a good bit of stuff off there from some of the people I follow.
Very cool.
And it's just fun. It's enjoyable, and I've gotten some really good deals on stuff. Paid way less for some stuff than you would normally. So
nice.
Yeah, I know. Cool, I've heard they also do some stupid coupon deals if you create an account or whatever, and you can essentially get stuff for $10 out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. With all the deals they have. I have not tried it yet, but I've been thinking about doing some stuff on there.
Yeah, there's some gecko people I've seen doing it. I don't really follow any of them, but there's a ton of plant vendors on there. I like it. They also if they set up a Palm Street a stream, they set up giveaways and stuff throughout, and so you can enter into the giveaways as they do them. And then, sometimes you don't have to do anything to enter. There's no qualifiers. Sometimes you'll have to post a comment or something, and that'll allow you to enter, or you have to follow that seller, or you have to be there for 5 minutes or longer. Sometimes you don't have to do any of that. You can just enter, and they'll give away, some pair of Hibana slings or, whatever.
That's cool.
Some places were doing Cereopagapus species Valhalla, which was wild because those are ridiculously expensive.
Are those from the European bloodlines that I think
I have no idea?
Okay, because I know Exotics Unlimited had the European bloodlines, and I think it was it Webbed Obsessions, Michael Wells, who also had that same bloodline.
Possibly. I know Exotics Unlimited they've had a lot of them for sale on a regular basis as of late. So
yeah,
assuming so, but I just figured if anyone else was getting them, they were likely getting them from Exotics. So we'll see. But
very cool.
It is neat. It's worth checking out. It's addicting. I like the fast pacedness of it. It's not slow. It's not boring. It's made for the ADHD connoisseur.
Do you know what else is addicting and made for the ADHD connoisseur?
Monster.
I'm gonna let you finish that because I would probably say something.
BlackBoxCages.com.
Oh, okay. Yep.
If you need a rack, if you need a cage, if you need a place to hold your champagne, blackboxcages.com. Check them out. They're awesome. We love them. 'Tis the season. You may not get it per se in time for your designated religious and or non-religious holiday, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, I think currently
Check it
time
out.
6 to 8 weeks.
That's fine.
I'm
You
not
can
mistaken.
give them a lovely card with a picture of their rack or enclosure that you purchased them as a stocking stuffer. You won't be disappointed. Blackboxcages.com.
Use the
We
code
love it.
THN25 at checkout.
Yes.
Save some more. Choose the pickup option at checkout. Save even more there. Drive to Black Box, pick it up yourself instead of having to worry about is FedEx gonna play hockey with the forklifts with my box in the warehouse when things are slow.
Yo, how cool would that be if you actually could play
Right?
forklift hockey with a giant beach ball? I don't know how you do that.
I'm more than certain operators have done that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
OSHA be damned.
Yeah.
OSHA suggestions. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
what is
right.
OSHA?
Yep.
Not actual rules.
Yeah.
Loose guidelines for how we'd prefer you did things.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
they don't even have enough inspectors to actually enforce stuff.
Look, they
is
just wrap
probably
the
not
tips
great.
of the forks in bubble wrap. It's safe.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Or better yet,
PPE.
slide those pool noodles on each fork. There we go.
Now you're talking.
Now we're talking.
Minimal padding.
Yes. Now, Smitty, what kind of hat are you wearing right now?
Oh, it's a Fulvius apparel hat.
That's a Fulvius apparel. I'm wearing a Fulvius apparel hat. Everyone else should be
The
getting.
season sale is happening now until the 1st of the year. So there's an entire month still of buy two, get one free site wide. But not only do you have the buy two, get one free sale, you also get a Fulvius keychain that I made.
Oh, that's awesome.
You get a koozie because I had a bunch still from Daytona.
Nice.
And then I have a Carhartt backpack that's got a Fulvius logo on it that when you place an order anytime between, I think the sale I started on November 20th until the 1st, you get entered into that. Even if you place multiple orders, you get an entry. And I'm going to do a random drawing, name drawing at the end of the sale. And someone's going to win a pretty sweet Carhartt backpack. So.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you're on your phone, tablet, computer, can you guys hear that airplane, by the way?
A little bit.
Sounds like Snoopy's flying overhead. There's a machine gun fire in the distance. I don't know what's going on. When you're on your phone or tablet or PC or MacBook or whatever kind of electronic device you shop Fulvius apparel on it, if swiping with your finger or pushing buttons with your dainty little nubbins and digits tires you out, there is an elixir, there is a beverage, a tasty brew of a particular bean produced by cold-blooded caffeine. Cold-blooded caffeine.
Use the code SMOKE.
Check it out. Snakes and Stogies blend. Mexico, Rwanda, interweaved. I know I said Mexica. It just rhymed. That's where we're at tonight. It's the holidays.
It's just the feminine.
Have a heart.
Feminine form of the word, right?
It is. Yeah. Well, no, I think it's still
Mexica.
Mexico, right? I don't know.
And
It's fucking delicious. Get it. Love it. Enjoy it. There's other affiliate branded coffees as well. So if you have another podcast you listen to besides us, which shouldn't be the case, they have a coffee as well. Check it out. I know Adeline's got one. I know Carpets and Coffee, they got one. Go check it out. Cold-blooded caffeine. You won't be disappointed.
I have more champagne.
Champagne.
I guess Katie didn't want it, so I guess that means I'm gonna have the entire bottle.
That's fine. That's fine. Happens to the best of us. Now, aside from your champagne, what are you smoking this evening?
Oh, so this is quite the pairing here.
Oh my God! Just pour one in the other. Fuck it.
I think I won't.
Yeah, right.
Think I won't. Double dare me.
Fancy Four Loco.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Four Loco. That's it, man.
From the Champagne region of France.
From the Champagne region of the Straps on I-10.
from Keller's house.
From Keller's house to your front doorstep.
So given that it is episode 250, I was at the shop and I was about to just buy sort of something standard, like whatever. And I was like, wait a second. This is our 250th episode. I got to get something expensive. And it's actually something I have not had before. So
Mike Kasicki asks, is Pete Call coming by later?
No Pete. No Pete.
Oh, God.
I got a Placencia
Ooh.
Alma de Silo.
That's cool.
This is like $28, to flaunt.
Very nice. Very nice.
I have no idea if it's decent or not. The other stuff that I've had from Placencia is usually not terrible. I think the only thing I didn't care for was the Alma del Fuego, which is the red label.
Okay.
But I've not had this one yet. And I said, we're balling out. It's 250. So I'm going to give it a shot. It's one of those hexagon.
Oh, very cool.
Box press.
Yeah.
Weird. It's probably going to burn like a nightmare. Anytime you do weird shapes with cigars, they just burn jacked up, man. It's like keep them in a circle, keep them in a cylinder. There's no need to. Let's not complicate things more than they need to be. Someone earlier also asked, how does shipping something on Palm Street usually work? So vendors actually on Palm Street don't get paid until the box gets delivered. Like the money doesn't get released to them until that box is marked as delivered through whoever the carrier is. So they can't just like take your money and never send you anything. And then, they have like in each stream, there's like a basically a shop guidelines or terms of sale that basically outline like, here's your flat rate shipping. If you buy multiple things, they all get added onto the same job, like ticket for shipping. So you're not paying for shipping every time you buy something. And then, they ship through FedEx or whoever their typical label provider is, and everything's normal there. So, yeah. Justin is my favorite human. Phil needs to grow his beard out more.
Yes, it's on its way. It's on its way. Thanks, Sarge.
Where did it go? Why did it leave in the first place?
I was bored and it was Halloween and we were going to do a Super Mario thing and it kind of fell through. It's come back. It's come back. It actually was much thicker and I shaved it to make it a little more uniform. So here we are.
See, part of my problem is when I grew out a beard, I just look at like a generic gas station person. So it's doesn't really work too well all the time.
You got to get past the gas station phase. You just got to let it keep going. Eventually, it'll just be uniform. And then you can shape and sculpt to your liking.
Yeah. Right now, I've just been doing the mustache with a bit of, stubble on the side.
It's good, man. It's good.
Hey, it works out.
Smitty, would you like to introduce our guest?
What are you smoking real quick?
Oh, that's a good point. I also decided to go with something a little special or especial. I'm going to butcher the name of this. So this is a local company in Little Havana, Miami, Florida. It's called
Miami.
El Titan de Bronze.
Oh, that's Warped.
Is it?
That's the factory that makes Warped stuff. Yeah.
But it literally says Little Havana, Miami, and the place I bought it from was like, yeah, we buy them direct from them.
Yeah, Titan de Bronze is the factory that makes Warped.
Well, it's called the Redemption.
That's probably it. Yeah. Oh, okay. I've had that. Yeah.
Good, bad, indifferent.
I don't quite remember.
All right.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't. When I see it, it doesn't. I don't cringe.
Well, he made it special, like it was some kind of Little Havana down the street jobber. So, I mean, I am like 25, 30 minutes from Little Havana. So,
I don't think you'll be disappointed by it.
Well, we're gonna find out right now.
Oh, Casey's here. I don't have matches or a soft flame. I kind of feel like I'm.
Yeah, what the? That's kind of sacrilege. I'm not gonna lie.
Casey Cannon in the house. There he is.
Just a bit.
I got a soldering iron.
That won't work.
It might.
I mean, it might. Yeah, it might.
Okay. Give me just a second. I'm sorry.
Take your time. We've got time. It's our show. Not that funny, I know. Gage, are you engaging in engaging? Are
Gage.
you engage? Are you engaging in any adult vices this evening, despite us not being able to see you?
So unfortunately, I do not have a webcam up. I am sorry to
That's quite all right.
everybody who's hoping to see my face, but I am drinking some spiced rum that I scrounged up from downstairs. My resources are just a bit low.
The downstairs rum is always a good, like, just when you say I scrounged up from the downstairs, like, you know it's going to be good.
Oh yeah, no, it was in the garage too, so it was nice and chilled already.
Nice,
It's
nice.
it is spiced Captain Morgan's. Yes, that is what I had open, so I just said screw it.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately, I am out of Woodford Reserve. Otherwise, that is typically my go-to.
That's a hell of a go-to.
That is a good go-to.
You know what I like? I like the double oaked. Have you had that?
Yes, I have. Actually, there's a liquor store near me that got a special batch for them of the double oaked last year,
Very nice.
that was a bit heavier proof than the typical double oak, but it was really, really good.
That's good, man. That's good.
Or my other go-to is like a 10-year Whistle Pig rye. Which
nice. A rye, man. That's good.
Yes,
That's good.
the heavier the proof, the better. I think James at Klubertfest the Klubertfest handed out some. I think what was it? Peach moonshine. Oh man, that was so good.
Nice, excellent.
So, I still think about that moonshine to this day.
Dude,
I've got a cabinet full of like 3 different kinds.
I'm on my way.
Up the Treasure Island references. Give me the rum, Jim.
That was such an underrated film too.
I have, so obviously I'm an old fogey and I have a 19-year-old guy working with me, and he'd never heard of Treasure Island and he'd never heard of the show Black Sails. So I told him to watch Black Sails and then read Treasure Island, and he started and he's like, oh, this is going to be so great. I can't wait to get the book. So anybody who has never read Treasure Island, you need to get on that page, my friend.
Jake had an Admiral Nelson phase. He may still be in that phase, but
yeah,
talking about him getting excited about rum, it's like he got the plastic bottle stuff.
You know, my favorite rum is, I don't know if I think is it Haitian, but it's like Aventura 1919. I know I'm butchering that name. I know the number is 1919, but that is fantastic rum if anybody's interested.
See, there's a local distillery and brewery by me. It's like 20 minutes away, but he brews everything himself, and he has a whiskey he makes that is just, I call it ambrosia whiskey, because nice. Just the flavor profile to it, you get like a nice sweet like cinnamon graham cracker hit with like a butterscotch aftertaste, but like there's just a lot of flavors to it. And I could have my blood replaced with that and be happy.
My cousin just started making some bourbon.
Oh yeah.
As a side project to their to the other distillery things happening. And I've heard it's pretty good. I haven't tried it yet. But there's something about it. If it's illegal, it's better. I don't know why. It just tastes better when it's unlawful.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's not shine if it's being taxed, right?
Exactly. Good point. Well, now that we've covered our alcoholic vice beverage tastes, now should we introduce him?
Yes, this episode 250, we are joined by Gage Smith of LP Herpetoculture. I'm struggling. Jesus
That's cool,
Christ.
man. It's good.
The dog's hitting.
Gage, welcome to the show, bud.
Thank you for having me. Honestly, it's I'm honored to be on. I've never thought I would be on a podcast getting to talk shop with people. So this is awesome. And first off, and just like really, really humbling.
Well, you flatter us, man. We appreciate that.
A lot of the people I would say that you could have on would make me look like an idiot child. So
you're good, man. I've seen your pictures online, man. You're doing a lot right.
Not less Eudora peribana herpiculture. I will. They have too many babies for me. I'm sorry.
A lot.
It's LP actually stands for Lower Peninsula because I'm based out of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan.
Nice.
That is where I'm born and raised. That's where my roots are. That's where my heart is, despite how damn cold it is here.
Snow.
Yo, isn't Lasiadora just a fun thing to say?
Honestly,
Lasiadora.
It's kind of fun.
It is.
I mean, there's a lot of just Latin binomials that are just fun to spit out, but then when you say them, people think that you're casting a curse on them.
Yeah,
it's worth
furniture
it.
starts floating and all that.
Yeah, you mispronounce one syllable in it, and all of a sudden you get a new demon that's following you around.
I want Smitty to make a shirt that says it's Lasiadora, not Lasiadora.
Careful, J.K. Rowling might come after you for copyright infringement.
Right? All of a sudden, someone's tapped me on the shoulder with a fucking wooden stick. Anyway, welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you.
Usually we kick off shows like this with a little introduction of you and how you got into it, and you can give us a long one, you can give us a short one, but how did you get into herpetoculture and or creepy crawlies and or bugs, whatever you want to call it, and take it away, man.
So, I mean, my fascination really started when I was a kid. I come from the era still of VHS tapes, so I had literally every single episode of The Crocodile Hunter on VHS and would watch them consistently on reruns, just like nights when I was getting restless or like when I had growing pains or whatnot. I would just stay up watching those and catch early runs on Animal Planet, back when Animal Planet actually had good programming,
educational content.
Yeah. Shout out to The Most Extreme. That show had my heart. I do not know why.
Weird green animations and things like that.
It is such an amazing weird show. But like Steve Irwin, Jeff Corwin were like what I kind of grew up with there. Appreciate that, Alex. Thank you. But I grew up half, in the suburbs, half in the woods up north. So I was out quite frequently catching snakes, newts, fishing on the lake, just surrounded by wildlife and nature. And I've always had a fascination with, the misunderstood or stuff that people would think is creepy crawly or just like disgusting. So I would terrorize my mom by showing her the snakes I caught because she was deathly afraid of snakes. But parents still encouraged my fascination. I think when I was like 6 or 7, back when, you could buy a leopard gecko from the shitty chain stores in the mall. That's when I first got my first reptile, which was, a leopard gecko. And then shortly after that, got another one. And it just kind of snowballed from there. I started keeping tarantulas probably 2008 when I was like 10 or 11. My first one was a Gramstola rosea, back when like an adult female was $20. Now they're like 400.
Yeah, I was gonna say before the internet lost its damn mind.
Very cool. Well, I mean, Chile closed off imports, and no one was breeding Gramstola just because they're a pain in the butt to breed.
Yeah.
Russ, I see you there. Yeah. So actually, funny enough, one of the guys in here, Russ Morris, he worked at the pet store I would frequent that was really close to home called Pruce's Pets. It's a local mom and pop that's focuses on exotic animals.
Very cool.
And he was there when I was a little kid, and kind of knew me from that period. So another kind of crew that nurtured nurtured that fascination there. And getting to like just learn from them and talk shop and just see all the cool stuff they had there. And I keep in contact with a lot of the old heads from there, some of my good friends. In fact, funny enough, my boss, a company I work for now, he was an old employee there too.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like a small world how that goes around. But yeah, so just from there, it just kind of went off. Shortly after I started keeping tarantulas, I started breeding them. I think I started with Carabina versicolor, but that was back when it was a Viculera versicolor before that 2017 revision that put them into Carabina. And then, just weird fascinations. After I moved out from my parents, I got into snakes because I wasn't allowed to have any snakes. What do you do for your entire life when you're said you can have anything but a snake?
Oh yeah.
As soon as you move out, you get a snake.
Yeah.
And then I got another snake and another snake, and it just So, but right now my main fascination is kind of just like where my heart is locality based animals as much as possible, because that's just like a perfect slice of nature that I could go to its natural range wherever it's found and see that exact animal, that exact phenotype, just right there in nature, and being able to keep and work with and produce something like that in the hobby is magic to me. It's like that is the epitome of what I'm here for and what I love.
That's why we do it, man. That's great. That's great.
You're a man of eclectic tastes. So what are you currently keeping? Because I feel like what you've posted is really only sort of scratching the surface as far as like your current collection. And
my current collection might not be as big as you might think. I more so thrive with focused stuff. So like a smaller kind of focused collection of my interests. Let me pull up my list. So I do have like a 1-1 pair of the actual True Chem and Highland Ridley eyes. So the cave dwelling beauties. That pair originally came from Sapamitra Matthew Most. So if you know anything, you know he has what he has. He's one of those rat snake nerds.
The mostest with the mostest.
Yes, sir. I picked up a from Kalubrid Fest a Miami County, Kansas, and Xanthic Sei, the bull snakes, from Jerry Hartley. Yeah, it's a beautiful. Awesome. Yeah, I mean he was really cool to meet and at Kalubrid Fest.
Such a nice guy.
Yeah, and the animal's just slams pinkies. It does not care. I'll feed it, and then 2 days later it's just back out. It's like, hey, feed me more, Seymour.
Love it.
Yeah. So I'm also doing getting a bit more into Pituophis. So I do have the Ocean County Northern Pine. I managed to pick up a Kentucky Pine that was produced by Trumbauer.
Very nice.
So also Trumbauer apparently has a book on pines, gophers, and bulls coming out next month. So I'm gonna have to get my hands on that.
It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, I mean I picked up that Northern Pine Snake book that came out earlier this year too, because you just gotta have it. A lot of what I do right now, I'm producing are Europlatus epinaui, which are the spear point leaf-tailed geckos. I have an unrelated tutu that I'm working with, eggs incubating from group 2. All the babies I have right now are from my group 1s. I'm cooling down my spotted pythons right now, so hopefully I'll be producing some of those kind of this season.
Do you have locality on them?
I do not, unfortunately. Although just normal spotteds are beautiful. I mean, it's that brown snake with that just iridescence that rivals a Brazilian rainbow boa. There's what's not to like. I did ask Craig that. He has not got back to me on that. That's what I'm curious about that myself, because I would love to pre-order a book and just have it shipped to me once it's ready.
Oh, for sure.
I also am doing. I have in my collection a set Meltzer line Longicauda.
Nice.
I do like Longicauda boas quite a bit.
Like those have gotten really popular within the last like 2 years or so. This seems like I've seen more people keeping those than I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would love to get some Tarahamaras as well.
Those are fun too.
Yeah, just a smaller Sigma boa, which is
I regret. That's one of the few species I like really regret parting with, because at the time I didn't realize, how hard they'd be to get a hold of, and they're just fun.
And even like actual Tarahamaras that you can trace back to bloodlines too, because I've seen some stuff on Morph Market where people have crossed BCIs with Tarahamaras and labeling them as Tarahamaras, and it's just like that's. Yeah, I've had a laugh about that with a buddy of mine who's really big into the Tarahumara. Shout out Chris Chaffin, Copperhead Reptilia. He's a G. Him and I talk quite frequently here. So
yeah, he was in the group chat earlier, I think.
He was. Yeah, he was talking.
Yeah, he's up in your neck of the woods, isn't he?
Yep, he is. In fact, let's see, we're hanging out at Kalubrid Fest. I actually saw him a few days back over towards my neck of the woods because he was out here. Visiting a friend that I was funny enough stopping in on, and hey Chris, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, he's still here.
Nice.
So yeah, he he's kind of been my boa guru. If I have any questions, I reach out to him because he knows boas way better than I do. I love you, buddy. You're a G, and you're literally a wealth of knowledge. When I say there's people here that could make me look like an idiot child, you are one of them. I think it's big that you. I mean, when you're in doing the things that we do, you can never know enough. So getting ideas bounced off of friends who might know more than you, or reaching out just to try to gain more knowledge from people who are more experienced with certain species, that's big. That helps you grow. That helps you improve the care of your animals, and you never stop learning.
I think I've sent you more ventral pics of my subfusca than I have like anybody else.
Dude, like, pokies are.
Oh my god! I was so frustrated because I tell Phil King all the time, like, I think I know what I'm doing, and I look at something and I'm almost positive that it is what I think it is, and then I'll send it to you or like put it in the Discord or something, and people will be like, yeah, no, that's not it at all. And then I just get super frustrated because I'm like, the rules keep fucking changing all the time.
So Pulslitheria gets super easy to sex ventrally, right around 3 inches, I've found. It's kind of a rule I have when I go to an expo and I see like an unsexed one at a table that's like 3 inches. I'm automatically assuming it's male, because most of the time they've sexed them but haven't listed it as that and just are selling off the spare male they have.
Right.
Every once in a while you can find a female, which if you do, snag it 100%. But I mean, that's another thing I'm working with right now. I actually got a few males of Sophuska Highland off loan from a friend in Ohio. And I've been pairing them up to my female. She turned one into a snack, which I'm not surprised.
What happened?
But the other ones, I mean, she's paired up multiple times with them. He's still doing fine and with her. And when I candle her, she's glowing yellow. So she just needs to lay that damn sack already. So that way I can stop stressing and I can actually be like, hey, we got a sack.
I mean, one Highland and the other 3 I have are lowland. So
if I get any, I mean, if I get any slings from this, I can just send you some. I can cover the label and just send you them. That's with ESA species. It's true gifts, or like breeding loans that are allowed for crossing state lines. So there can't be like any monetary or like any value trade or anything like that with them. It has to be just literally a true gift. So that's kind of how ESA species have been staying afloat in the US due to those restrictions with Fish and Wildlife, is the goodwill of the community sharing what they have and making sure that stuff gets passed around, so that way you can't have the continuation of those species.
Is the $100 one-time crossing state lines permit relative for invertebrates?
I've heard mixed things on that. I've heard from one of my buddies in Illinois, yes, he would need to apply for the permit. I wouldn't, but I
wouldn't for bugs, but like if I was buying a galop, I would,
Yeah, I mean, you can't buy them outright.
Yeah.
But like, I think it's more for interstate commerce.
That's because you're giving them away.
Yeah, okay. I'm giving them away. I'm not selling. It's kind of like with like black pines. You don't. To my understanding, you don't need the permit. You don't need the permit if it's a true gift, if you're giving it away. But if you're purchasing it across state lines, then yes, you would need that interstate permit and be able to go through all that.
No, my question was, because they're invertebrates, are they even regulated by Fish and Wildlife, or is it like a Department of Ag thing?
No, they are regulated by Fish and Wildlife. So Fish and Wildlife has come out and said that there are 5 species of Sri Lankan endemic Pulslitheria that are regulated by them and illegal to sell or interstate commerce across state lines.
Wow.
That's Sophuska, Vittata, Smithii, Ornata, and Fasciata. And that would also theoretically go from Ornata are great. I think they look the best though as slings. But supposedly there's not 2 but 3 variants of Sophuska. So I have not been able to see the elusive 3rd variant in person. I've seen photos of them and I know people who have them, but I have not had them personally. I've seen lowland and I've had lowland. I just prefer Highland. They're smaller. There's more yellows.
Highland. I don't know how legit it is, because just given who sold it, I don't know. I don't know how accurate it is that it's a Highland. Everything else that I have is lowland, and they came from Ryan and Jess. So I trust that they know what they're selling. So
no, they do some good work down there. I've sold them some stuff, and I've sent them some stuff myself. So they actually have, I think, is it group 1 or group 2? I'll have to go back to my notes, but they have some of my Highland offspring I produced too.
Very cool.
Because one of my big things was making sure that a lot of breeders got the stuff that are either working with a species or wanted to, so that way they could, raise it up. So I had a whole list. I think my first sack, since I owned the male on that one, it was like 70 offspring produced from that, and I ended up sending out over 60 of them, 60 or 60. Yeah, I think right around 60 of them. Just as gifts to people across the country. Just because, hey, I have all these babies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just send them out.
Exactly. Yeah. More the merrier, man, right?
Yeah. So
just keep them going.
Yep.
It's great.
And now I've been pumping out Ebanawi. Like, they're going out of style, which I love those little suckers so much. They're great. And then I'm just really gearing up to breed some snakes here pretty soon. Those spotted pythons have been on my to-do list for a while, and I managed to reacquire the pair that I downsized on a year back due to some circumstances. My friend was just like, hey, I have to downsize myself. Do you want your pair back? And I'm like, yeah, I'll buy them back. Yeah, I'll take them. Nice. I've been wanting to buy those snakes back anyways, so yeah. So they're back with me, and I'm just cooling them down. I was speaking with, was it JD McLean with Slithering Oddities, because I know he does a lot of work with Anne Teresia. So I was just like, hey, you got any pointers for me? It's gonna be my first time working with this species and actually breeding them. How do you do it? How can I mirror what you're doing so that way I have success too? And he ran me through it. So pretty simple. So
nice.
I really love granite and the spotted stuff. I don't know why. I like the granite look in those more than the standard spotted look. But
see, I am the opposite when it comes to that. I think granite is pretty. I like the naturalistic dirt look of just a regular spotted python.
For me,
that's just peak. I'm not a huge morph guy unless it's tied to a locality. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm kind of a dick like that, I guess. But I do not have any Cape Yorks. That might be on my to-get list depending on how successful I am with these spotteds. But I just, like I said, I like locality animals if I can get them, because that's just like a slice of pure nature in my home. That's me. I also forgot to mention I do have a Kentucky pine as well that I picked up from Tinley, which that was like, because you just don't see them often.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. It's pretty awesome. Are you, spiders aside, are you planning on doing some locality vivariums, or are you trying to keep things more sterile chic because of breeding and everything else?
So I like more naturalistic enclosures if I can do them. I think there's merit to keeping stuff clean and sterile, but I also think that if you do things right and quarantine properly, a lot of the times you can alleviate any issues you would see with mites popping up, or going through and just doing preventative mite treatments every year, or preventative treatments. So a lot of my stuff is either in live planted or more naturalistic as much as I can physically do.
Nice.
It's kind of funny you mentioned this too, because there is a comment a lot of a post I was going between like the merits of keeping in rack systems or keeping in like large enclosures, or like
that old chestnut.
Oh, it's a great chestnut. And I very like reading through the comment section. It was very much either somebody was in one camp or the other camp. They were looking at it as a very black and white topic when it's just all shades of gray. There's so many nuances to it, and you can do everything you can do in a rack system that you can do in like a full-size enclosure system. It's just how you do it. You can provide the enrichment for the animal. You can provide adequate space. You can do all heat gradients. You can do the UVA, UVB. It just how you set it up matters. And I feel like people, when they think rack, they think of cramped enclosure for bins. They're like, oh no, only hatchlings can go in there or only quarantine. It's like, no, certain animals do better in those systems because they feel more secure. They feel more like they feel that safety because they're more agoraphobic, whereas others do better in larger setups.
It is amazing when you have guys like us that have all the above, and you have a vivarium that's all fully planted and decked out, a window into the ecosystem. Then you have a rack, a V70 that's got a water bowl and aspen, and that's it. And then you also have another vivarium that has a fake plant, aspen, and water bowl, but it's not a drawer. You know, you roll with what you roll with, what needs to get done.
Yeah, and I even think like in those vivarium tubs, you can add a lot of stuff that enriches the animal, or you can do things when you're like going into the bins, checking on them that can enrich them. So have either of you been to Colubrid Fest?
No.
Okay, so one of the talks they had on Saturday was actually enrichment. And like they were going through like all the sensory stuff of a snake, right? Where it's primarily getting all of its sensory from its environment around, its sense of taste with its tongue, its eyes, its sight. All the data, right? I think Zach described it as the snake homunculus.
Yeah.
But like some things that they even said, like, when you're going and feeding, have an eyedropper in the water that, you thaw all of your rodents in, take some drops of that and spread it around the cage, give it those scents that there's food in there to have it go around and do things, or toss in like a cereal box because, I mean, how many colubrids just love garbage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think anything introduced that's new and foreign is going to get the gears turning. Like that's... I've no issues with the whole enrichment thing. It's been sort of weaponized in a sense, thanks to Facebook groups and beardy moms.
That's something they even touched on too, is like how the information is getting weaponized.
Right.
Which it's true,
People just think that it has to be this grandiose thing where you're putting your snake in a fucking hamster wheel, and it's not that at all. It's sometimes I'll take the sheds from, another corn and put it into a corn's tub and, with the bears or the rhinos or whatever, and watch them like immediately just go and investigate.
So do a king snake in a corn tub and then see how that goes, and then just remove the shed from the they were
trying to scare them straight.
That's if the king didn't eat the shed.
Yeah. But no, it's they were talking about that one person doing that and seeing like the reaction of it, and it's like, okay, that animal was freaked out in the moment, but as soon as it cleared, it got that like dopamine rush that it survived. So was it stressful in that moment? Yes. But did it add something to enrich the life? Arguably yes too.
Cortisol isn't a bad thing.
No.
Right. Yeah.
You're not really it's a corn snake. It's not gonna like it. How often have you seen a corn snake stress itself out to death?
That's true.
Unless you're doing something seriously wrong, they're pretty hard to kill.
Now, one thing that I've always wanted to try is they have those dog treat like plastic game boards where like puzzles. the dog puzzle, the dog slides something and there's a piece of kibble, or the dog pushes a button with its paw and it pops open and there's a treat in there. I've seen people do it with Drymarchon, where if it's an adult snake that in theory should be eating a small rat or several adult mice, they have this game and they just put like a single fuzzy or like two pinkies or like a chick wing or the back end of a frozen thawed chick, whatever you want to do in there that fits in little cubbies. And then they just let the snake go at it. And here you have this 6-7 foot Crebo sliding the little gate open and taking the one fuzzy out of there. And it doesn't last long, but however long it takes him to figure out the puzzles, that to me was fascinating. But at the same time, you don't need to do that. Like you said, you could just put the Cheez-It box when you're done in there and it'll love
something new to smell and interact with. Give it something that's unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways. And I feel like something that's commonly overlooked is that there's no one right way to do anything.
Yeah.
especially with people living all across the country, right? There's going to be different things that work for me that don't work for somebody, say, in Nevada, where it gets super dry. I have a different climate here where my temperature ranges and my humidity stay at a lot different parameters than it does in the desert. So it's just like we all need to kind of calm our tits and realize that there's a lot of nuances and a lot of differences in what we do to keep and why we're doing them.
There's just too many variables for it to be just a simple, black or white conversation.
And I also saw that all the time within arachnoculture, just like, oh yeah, just give it room temperature, dirt, water, it's happy, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, is it though? Yeah, because
even on on the temperature front as of late, like noted, like I'm trying to cool down rhinos and I'm trying to cool down other stuff, but I'm also trying not to cool down everything else in the room that I'm not trying to cool down, spiders included. And so I have that black box setup that I converted into, the spider cabinet of sorts. And I need to add a heat panel to that because I do want it to be warmer in there. And I am interested to see the difference in, across the species that I have, like if getting more consistent temperatures, into those lower 80s, mid 80s, whatever, if I see a difference, and I think I will, I'm almost positive that I will, but yeah, that's something that I always sort of subscribed to initially too, was like room temperature, they do fine. It's like, well, then you think about it and like some species, yeah, I'm sure they operate at that at a regular basis, but I think there's a lot of species like, your South American stuff, like my Theraphosa, for example, like I need to get my Theraphosa on some heat because they're not experiencing 60-degree weather in, Guyana or wherever it might be. I'm not doing them a disservice, I think, by keeping them on the cooler side. So
I mean, there's certain species that absolutely love it on the cooler side too, within tarantulas.
Right.
I think one of the big ones that I really like is the Abdomegalophobema mesolomalis, the Costa Rican red knee. And like, if you really look at where they're from and where people are seeing them, it's in cool cloud forests. Like females are out active at 55 degrees Fahrenheit, just rolling around. And when I was keeping them, mine would stay hidden if it got like into the mid 70s, but she was out and about, happy as can be at like 62 to 65.
Wow.
And I even have had photos of that showing like, hey, yeah, this is my humidity in here. And it was damn near 100% with like 65, 64 degrees. And she was just out and about, happy as can be.
That's great. That's awesome.
And like if you keep them too warm, they just crash. They just don't go downhill really fast. But if you keep them right where they're supposed to be, they eat, they do everything that they're supposed to do. They're out and about. They're hiding when they need to. They're basking in some of the sun. So it really just depends on where it's from. Even Zafuska, they see cooler temperatures on average where they're from, and Sri Lanka versus like the lowland where they're from, the lowland forest where it gets a lot warmer. So it's just variations within them that I think one of the best things I think you can really do is go into the natural history of the animals you're keeping. Try to see
100%.
what the natural ranges are for what you're keeping, what the temps are, where they're from, what their climate is, precipitation, and all that.
Real life reality information.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to just up your keeping and up how well your animals are doing.
Oh yeah.
I'm
in reverse. What's that?
I said it also can make breeding a lot easier too when you're trying to breed an animal because you're giving it everything it wants.
Yeah, I'm in reverse, and lately I've been saying the temps and humidity on the show, but like right now it's 71 degrees outside, 73 degrees in the snake room. The difference is it's 90% humidity outside. But it's 54% in the snake room, which is mostly desert species. And I wound up buying a dehumidifier, what's supposed to be a one-room dehumidifier off of Amazon. And it was like $50. It's cheap. But it only drops the room, I figured out, about 1 to 3%. But again, it's just a little something. You know what I mean? I'm still dumping it out every couple of days. It's working. But if I didn't have that and I didn't keep it as dry, like it wouldn't be conducive to the species I keep, much the same way that yours are thriving at 65 and 100%, you know?
And like if you keep certain species at like high humidity, like subox, they're just gonna die.
Exactly.
You know, like it
Exactly.
really. I could keep a South American species at high humidity and just be fine. But if I do
Right.
that with something that's going to be more desert dwelling, well, guess
Yeah.
what? Like I'm not
Yeah.
going to keep my cave dwellers bone dry like I would a suboc.
Exactly.
It's just not going to end well.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of Ridley Eye in the wild where there wasn't moisture, like
Yeah.
on a rock wall, on like an escarpment, on the leaves of the bushes, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one like that.
No, mine are kept super humid. So actually, with my older pair, I cohabitate with them.
Nice.
Weirdly enough, so my male was always kind of like pretty chill, pretty interactable. I could do whatever. The
Right.
female was, she would strike at you, she would musk when you picked her up, but she would calm down.
She's apprehensive.
Yeah. But as soon as I put her in with the male, the attitude switched. Like she just calmed. It could be completely anecdotal, but I mean, there's studies coming out that there's like snake altruism. There's like, you know, some species actually do better in cohabitation or in pairs or kept together. I mean, we
Yeah.
know garter snakes do really well cohabbed. I've
Yeah.
heard a lot of stuff with you know, beauty rat snakes that they actually do really well cohabitated together. And I'm like, well, screw it. I have two of them that are about the same age here. I'll just keep an eye on them, make sure they don't breed too soon. If they start to exhibit those behaviors, separate them.
Yeah.
But test it out, see what happens. And just the demeanor change in general has been great. It's to a point where I can literally just open up the cage, go in there, touch them without a care in the world, pull them out without them even trying to strike or do anything.
That's great.
And they're always out and about or in their certain spots that they like. And then feeding them in general together is, I just make sure one gets one feeder item, and as soon as I get the other one, get the other, and just don't stop until just make sure that they just don't go all food hungry and try.
You're attentive.
Yeah. So I'm there when I'm feeding. I'm making sure stuff doesn't go wrong.
Which is honestly is enrichment for you. You know, you're interacting more with the animals that you love, and that, you know, people ask me like, "Hey, man, why does it take you so long to like feed, or why does it take you so long to spot clean?" It's like, because I'm fucking off. I'm taking pictures. I'm examining the animal. You know, I'm enjoying the animals I keep. Smitty, you're muted, buddy. And Russell Morris says it's 47 degrees here in West Texas, and he's giving me the middle finger. I wish I could get my suboc enclosures to go that low, man. I'm afraid. You know,
don't be.
Yeah. So that's cool though. That's very cool. And go ahead.
I don't know about you. I just do not want a 6-foot nippy bitey rat snake.
Of course.
I mean, I love my Ridley Eye. I want an absolute army of them if I can get it.
Yeah, man. They're awesome animals.
Working with them when they're smaller, I find I enjoy a lot more because I can watch them grow, go through their color change, but also get them used to interaction. So that way they're not going to be biting my hand that feeds them. You know, I mean, I use tongs when I go in and feed, but it's just getting to interact with them and being able to pull them out and be like, yeah, look at these, look at that. It's
awesome, dude. That's awesome. Just wait till you get little heads popping out of eggs.
I'm gonna probably bust a nut when that happens. I'm just like, oh shit, yes.
Yep, that's great. You got to definitely take pictures of how you set up the egg box and how you put them on a bookshelf or however you want to do it. And yeah, man, it's exciting. Love Ridley. I mean,
at least hatching out the Ebanawi so far has been
still
easy
awesome.
as can be.
Still awesome.
Yeah, it's just
very cool.
Once I get my snakes really going, I'm gonna be a happy camper, and I'm gonna be like, oh, there's so much poop. Why did I do this?
That's it, man. Just remember, leave some on the wall, leave some on the ceiling. and then you won't have to clean up as much later on.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right.
Yeah.
Really get those forward flies going.
You may joke, man, but I'll tell you what, as many elapids and colubrids as I've kept, bro, leaving some poop on the wall, leaving some poop on the ceiling, it has, I would say, honestly, it cuts the poop in half. It does, because they're not tempted to just smear it everywhere to make it smell like them. You know, with certain species, mind you. Species,
leave a bit of scent mark there for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm not telling you to leave feces everywhere, but like if it pooped on the top of the black plastic hide cave, you could leave it and it would be okay. You know.
Yeah.
So
make sure they do like smell themselves through some remnants of a like-minded individual around, so that way they're not just like having to mark it.
Yeah. Well, like I make a joke is I have a Nubian cobra that's, oh man, he's got to be pushing 20 years old, and he's got cataracts. He's my oldest snake I've got, and his name's Noobs. He had bad skin problems when I got him. He's wild caught, and he's got a nub for a tail, and I've never cleaned his black plastic hide cave, and it's just covered in poo. And I just like, if it's just like chunks, I take it off, you know. But like, I've never like legitimately wiped it and cleaned it, and I feel like if I ever did that, his retaliation would just be Jackson Pollock of feces. You know what I mean? Just liquid poo everywhere. So every once in a while,
you ask for this.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like feeding him a bird for the first time. It just comes out as Taco Bell in the toilet.
Exactly. Oh geez. Oh man. But Ryan Cox says colubrids need a touch of doo-doo. My gray rats would paint a cage if I cleaned it species with 91%. Clean it spotless with 91%, excuse me. Yeah, he knows what's up.
I mean, rats in general, rats and kings, just musky and pooping machines.
Yeah.
I know Justin was talking about this earlier, how he does not miss his thorn scrubs. The thorn scrub I have that I'm actually about to ship out here, whenever I get that thing out, it poops. It does not care. The whole bowels get evacuated.
That's how that scrub was when I had that tannin bar. Dude, it was like you like barely touch it and it was just a cannon.
Bro, I don't understand why he gave you such trouble, man.
But I love him. It's just funny. Their immediate reaction is, I'm going to shit on you.
Yeah. Well, it's the rat snakes, man, you know.
Yeah, the beards are really bad about musking. Like those take next to no contact to get them to start musking and stuff. Like all of mine, dude, musking machines.
Yeah.
I'll take the Pituophis right now that just hiss at you like madmen.
Yeah, I can say with confidence, I don't think I've ever had a pit leak out on me. You know, It's usually thrash around. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, it's like my big wild caught Glades rat, the one I rescued off that pickleball court. Dude, every single time I take him out, he cocks back like he's going to murder me. He doesn't strike, but then he just leaks out the back end. Not like I have to hold him over a tub.
Fucking incontinent.
Dude, he's not incontinent. He's like, put me down. He's basically realized that he can't fight me, and like he knows I'll win because I'm a giant hairless ape. And so he's just like, well, if he can't beat him, you just might as well make him stink. So
just like this is the punishment for.
This is the best I can't do.
Yeah. I can't fight you, but I can at least make this time less enjoyable for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Oh God. Well, Smithy, do you want to maybe grab Gage's Instagram? We'll show off some critters while we're in it.
Yeah. There's not a lot posted on there right now, but it's
feel free to DM us some photos you want us to throw up. You know, whether it be on IG, and I'll translate it to Facebook Messenger. If you have Smitty on Facebook Messenger, feel free.
I mean, there's definitely some stuff on Instagram you can show off. I mean, that herping trip I took that's on there is pretty good.
Nice.
I was really excited about the Eastern newt I found because I've not seen those in like 10 years plus.
That's awesome,
finding that one F under a log was just like,
I've never found an F or an adult ever.
I've never found one. They found me. I just happen to stumble across them when I find them.
I managed to find adults before. I was putting a net through a bog and this randomly came up with some. And then that one aft was in October, actually early October, when I was just going on one of my last herping trips when it was really nice out, and I just flip over the log. I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I pulled it out. I put it on the log, grabbed some photos. It was very clearly a male because it had those nudicles on the back there. Yep.
And Smitty's buzzed. He said newtacles.
But yeah, there was some Nerodia I found, a battle-scarred eastern garter, different frogs, different salamanders.
Let's look at some more of these geckos, man. You got to fill us in on some of these geckos. They're just absolutely incredible.
So those are from my group 1. Let's see, that's C7 and C6. Oh yeah, so one cool thing about Ebanawi, they grow stupidly fast. So
really,
that right there, that was C7 to 10/23/25. So 10/23/25 would have been the hatch date on that animal. You scroll to the next photo, that was C6 1/9/2025. So that animal is about a month older, but you can see the size difference between the two.
I mean, for those listening on their commute to work or whatever, we're talking about a baby gecko that is the length of a segment of his thumb.
Yeah, they hatch out
not the whole thumb, that segment. Yeah, it's wow.
But like that was October 29th. So that gecko in the first pick was 4 days old.
Wow. So easily a 10 to 20% increase in a month.
Yeah. So they grow really fast. And that's like, what's they grow fast. So every time I'm feeding, which babies I do pretty much daily on, I'm always making sure their crickets are dusted and they always have UVA, UVB. I always have that overhead light during the daytime because I cannot tell you how many times I'll go up to the enclosure in the day and I will see them up at the very top, just getting all the light they can, or out in the open. Even my adults do it when they're wanting to lay eggs or breed. Right now, I'm slowing down feeding on my adults and reducing daylight, and cooling temps, so it really kind of stops. That is my group 2 male. I have eggs from him and his girl right now, but he is so cool. Absolutely spectacular. Him and his girl came from Tidal Herps, Jason Cahill. So I highly recommend. My interaction with him was flawless. So I'm really happy with those.
I don't think I've ever seen one like that. All the Ubanaois I've seen were sort of stock standard,
leafy brown.
Yeah, like not even really much of a pattern going on. Like not even this.
So I need to send you the photo when she like hatched out because her veining is just like gold leaf.
That's awesome.
Let me send it to you, Justin. But those were taken the other night. I was getting some stuff for just advertising that I have geckos available right now.
Yeah, for those listening at home, when he says veining, he means like the veins of a leaf making a cryptic pattern on the dorsal side of the gecko. And for those trying to put this together while they're listening, it's almost like a micro hybrid of like a leaf tail and crested gecko almost. I don't want to say that too much, but like it has attributes of both, in terms of like the head structure and the eyes, but it's definitively a leaf tail,
So that right there was her when she hatched out.
Oh my God. Insane. That's wild.
And she still fires up to that. Like I have her listed for a bit higher than the other ones, but I'm not going to be upset if she stays.
Yeah, dude. How do you sell that? You got to keep it.
I really want to. I'm not going to lie. I just have a wedding I'm going to here in January, so I want to have a bit extra that I can put away for that, so I can, celebrate my buddy getting married.
Adulting, doesn't it suck?
It does. Things were so much simpler when I had no bills. So one actually just hatched there. You can see at the top left corner.
Nice. What media is that?
Right down there. Yep. That's that APS stuff that I like.
So that's the Pangea clay mixture. I have the bag in the other room. I just wet it down, and I wetted it down in February of this year. I've not had to wet it since.
Wow.
So my incubator there is quite literally how you see it. It is just a tub, like a Tupperware container with no holes in it. That's literally fresh hatch. That hatched.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
Dude, that's incredible.
and when they hatch out, they pretty much start shedding immediately, which is also pretty funny.
That's wild, man.
I just keep it like that. There's no holes or ventilation in the lid or on the side. I pretty much just open it every day or two just to get some fresh air in there so it doesn't stagnate. But I had a 3D printed egg tray that I modified with smaller cups to actually hold the eggs still so they don't move around, as you can see.
Yeah,
I just glued them down with hot glue.
What's
And
the incubation time on that period? Those
about
typically
90 to 120 days. It really depends.
Wow.
Sometimes it does take longer. I also let the incubation temps fluctuate quite a bit. So when in the wild and in captivity, they're laying eggs very, very close to the surface. The females will go right under a leaf, kind of dig out a little pit, nothing too big, just enough to kind of cover the eggs up gingerly in, or not even really cover them, just so that they're indented in. That's that female too with the heavy veining.
Wow.
As you can see, like she still has that heavy veins to her.
Is that fishing line you have in there?
No,
it's the edge of the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, so those are the Thrive enclosures that you can buy from PetSmart. They work really well because they're
Nice.
8x12s, and even for like a fresh hatchling, they're a palace. Even
That's
for like
awesome.
month old, they're perfect. Oh, sorry, I was saying the incubation. So they lay the eggs really close to the surface, so like they get really fluctuated with daytime and nighttime temps. So I really incubate right around room temperature. So at nighttime, sometimes it gets into the high 60s. Daytime, sometimes it gets up to about 76, but it fluctuates in between those two spots. That's actually one I sold here at Tinley. She was absolutely beautiful. That was the first female I hatched out.
Wow.
Um,
Incredible, man.
Yeah, I ended up letting her go. She went to a really good home, actually. And I got to meet the person who picked her up at Tinley. That's where I did the drop off at.
That's great. And that gray patch is an actual gray patch.
So that's frosting. It when they fire up, they actually can get a lot of that blue frosting and stardust to them. So it's not always present. She had some like really ashy burgundy feet when she was fired down, and she was like gray throughout her back. So like they fire up and fire down kind of like crested geckos or some of like New Caledonian species or just other geckos in general.
That's so cool, man.
But yeah, I just let the temperatures fluctuate, and typically I see them hatch out right about 90 to 120 days. The first few eggs didn't really do all that well, but a first time gecko mom, that's not unusual.
Yeah.
Everything since then has been great. They pretty much hatch out like clockwork. I just mark when they were laid or when I find them and do an expected hatch date, and just check religiously when I'm expecting them to hatch out.
So let me ask you this: how many eggs is mom doing in like a season?
It really depends. So typically in a season, they're going to be laying on a monthly basis, but every once in a while they will lay on a 2-week interval. It's not common, but it has happened.
And that's one
I love
egg?
that shirt. Yeah. 2 eggs.
2 eggs at a time. Okay.
Yeah, 2 eggs. And I don't know how she pushes them out, but you can also really see when they're about to drop. Like it's very, very obvious. You can see bulges in their back. Like you're like, oh yeah, you have eggs. I'm gonna watch you.
So now you see that she's got eggs, you're watching, and then the next day you just look for disturbed substrate or what?
I look at her. I see if she's kind of thinned out. And if she's thinned out, I'm like, okay, yeah, you have eggs for me somewhere in there.
And you just gotta go digging.
Yeah. When I move them to their new enclosure, I'm gonna try doing just in-cage incubation and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Because that's something I want to test out just to see how well it works. I purchased a 8-unit enclosure off of Buddy. It's white PVC. It's 2 units per stack, but they're like 10 by think 14 by 24 deep. So like they have height, they have depth to them. So there's a lot of room for them to move about and get different gradients. I'm just waiting on lighting. And then I'm going to be setting everything up in earnest. But I have my leaf litter for where they want to lay towards the front. And then I have it kind of bare substrate in the back. I'm putting in different leaves. That's my Highland female.
Yeah.
She is
Killer.
not big at all. Like those photos make her look a lot bigger than what she actually is.
Wow.
That's a pro tip too. When if you're keeping arboreal species, grab a cork round, a cork tube, crack it in half hot dog ways, and then slap a stainless steel hinge on it. It makes accessing that so much easier.
I never thought about that. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
So good. I think, funny enough, I think that was something Russ did that I picked up from him ages ago.
Wow.
And so
and you
Russ,
just,
if you're still in the chat, you see your idea
open
right
the hinge and she just chills there?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. No teleportation or nothing.
No. So that's something I'm interested in. I don't think we really talked about this in our messages back and forth over the last couple of weeks, but like, in my opinion, over the handful of Poecilotheria that I've kept, I feel like Subfusca are the chillest of all of them.
Highland specifically, I would say, yeah. That's something I've noted too. I mean, I've not had a lot of I still use the hinge. It's such a clutch lifesaver, especially when you're pulling sacks. I've really noticed Poecilotheria in general. If you approach them right, even the ones that are notably have been labeled more ornery, like Ornata and Rufilata, if you approach them right, you really don't have any issues. The big thing I've found, if they don't think they're seen, if you kind of go at it slow and not do jerky motions or shake, just kind of like a very fluid, graceful like movement on it that's not fast, they just kind of sit there.
Really?
I found with my lowlands, man, like really the Highland and the lowlands, like when I rehouse them, I almost have to like push them out with the brush. Like they really, in comparison to like the Ornata and stuff, like they don't want any, like they don't want to run. They don't want to, throw up threat poses or anything. They just want to curl up in the corner and pretend I'm not there.
Yeah, I've found that out too with them.
Like if there was any of my Poecilotheria that I would feel comfortable handling, like even if it was accidental, like the Subfusca I would be the least nervous about, because they're just they seem so much more shy. Like I don't even necessarily want to say shy, but like timid in comparison.
Yeah, I think they're just more chilled. They just don't have that typical demeanor that people associate with them. Yeah. I mean, I've worked with most of that genre, other than like Srilankensis. I think Rajay is its scientific name, and I might be butchering this because it's like the only one that's actually has a Hindi name, but it's Humana Vilosumika.
Yep,
I think that's how you pronounce it. Like those three are the ones I haven't. Two of those aren't even in the U.S. hobby. At least they should not be.
Right.
Hanum is. They're just not as common. That's my Highland. That's the male.
Real quick, going back to the hinge.
Yeah.
How did you fix it to the cork? Do you super glue it, or is it actually drilled in, or what?
It's drilled in. So I got very shallow screws. So it's a stainless steel hinge. I use stainless steel because it doesn't rust in more humid environments when it gets wet. Galvanized, I just don't like the texture of it.
Yeah.
Galvanized would be the other good option, but if you use something else other than like stainless steel or galvanized, it's gonna rust. I just don't want that.
Yeah.
But I used very shallow screws for it, so it didn't puncture the cork.
Excellent.
I just made sure the cork was thick enough and anchored it in and made sure it worked as a hinge, and it does great.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking about so many other applications.
Yeah, I never would have thought about that.
Yeah, like for like the spiders is awesome. That's fantastic. But like thinking about arboreal egg layers or like nest raider species, you know what I mean? Yep. I would have never thought of that. That's a brilliant idea.
You can thank Russ for that, because he's the one who put me onto it ages ago.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, he's in the chat there. So yeah, it's something that I've carried on because it works so well. I mean, like it makes things so much more easier when you need to access versus like poking at it with like tongs when it's cooped up in a tube. or just like having to stress them out, because that way you can just open it up, do what you need to, close it back up, and set it back in there.
Yeah, that's brilliant, man. Brilliant.
So,
good job.
But yeah, so that is my Cameron Highland. That's female. I didn't label. That's the female. Yeah. So those were produced by Matthew Most of Sapamitra. I personally really like the Highland phenotype the best out of them, just because the very orange throat with just the stark yellow stripe all the way down, and that contrast. But like the lowlands that get that monotone silver and black, like white, silver, and black, are just chef's kiss as well. I just do not have any lowlands right now.
What's the so with the what isn't a Highland, like what are those lacking in comparison to the Highlands? Like what's the main differentiator?
So I've seen a lot of stuff that's labeled or pushed out as Highland that I would argue it's probably not. Granted, there are going to be people who likely know a lot more than me on this, but this is just from my understanding. It's the phenotype coloration. Like, so Highlands maintain that just bright yellow body tone to them, and that just yellow stripe on their dorsal and on the side. So you see how like it has that belly stripe going down the tail, and it goes onto that black. That belly stripe remains solid yellow through its adult life, and that dorsal stripe stays solid yellow. And then they just maintain that yellow body throughout it. And they have that really orange gold throat to them as well. A lot of the ones that I've seen that are Highland, and I say Highland in quotations, just because I personally wouldn't call it that, or a true Cameron Highland. They have some of that like gold orangish throat, but it goes down to like a very washed out yellow coloration, and the tail eventually kind of goes into like a white or a very dulled down yellow that just kind of looks like you just put a bit of splash of yellow in there, and it's predominantly white. Like it's no shame to those animals. They are absolutely beautiful too. It's just that is getting more towards the lowland variation, because if you look like at lowlands, they have like a silver throat and just a predominant white stripe all the way down with the black, like that black coloration on the tail, and they're stunning. But it's not that like that phenotype that the Highland exhibit, where they just maintain those bright pastel yellows their entire life. Like if you I can send you the photos of the parentage of those two right there, and you can kind of see what I mean. Those are Matt Most's animals. I think he just apparently he sent Billy Hunt his adults here.
Yeah, man. Matt Most makes some amazing animals.
But let me see. So
he's the man for a reason.
Yeah, Matt Most, anything is just fantastic.
I really need some of his Japanese forest rats. I'm not gonna lie,
dude. Yeah. Oh my god.
I won't lie. So those were what he was showing for the parentage. I screenshot that so I could have that for my record of his adults. So you can see how even down into the tail, it's still that bright yellow, and it's just yellow all the way through. And even on the male there, you can see that side stripe that's closer to the belly that still has that bright yellow. So that is what my understanding is, like actual true Cameron Highland are, and what they look like.
Dude, that's radioactive.
Yeah, that's just So when I was looking at getting some Ridley eye, that is what I knew I wanted. Like I wanted specifically, I wanted that an animal that looked like that. I wanted it from like actual Cameron Highland stock that I could be confident behind. And as you're perusing around, you see somebody like, oh yeah, I have these that I bred. They're hatching out now. I'm like, oh shit. He was running a sale on them, and I reached out just for one. He's like, hey, I can do a pair for 700. I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take my money, please.
Right. It's that fried gift from Futurama. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, exactly.
So But
Do you
I
find
really,
the temperament on those is warranted as far as like sort of the reputation they have as being
I find when you work with
dangerous?
them, they do calm down quite a bit. Um, and even like cohabitation has helped calm down my female even more. Um, when I got them, the personalities were kind of like the female was nippy, she musked all the time.
Mhm.
But as you held her, she would calm down, but she still had her moments where she was like, nah, screw you, screw you. But the male, like I had zero issues with from the start. But as I worked with that female before cohabitating them, she eventually started to calm down. And I feel like you can really get them out of that as you feed them, you tongue feed them. And no, I did not add glue under the screws. It's quite literally just anchored right into the cork bark. But as you work with them, I find that they calm down quite a bit, and then cohabitation has even helped that calm down the female even more. I'll find them kind of huddle up together under the same hide here and there, and then other times there's two separate spots that they really like. The male a lot of the times likes to be in the very back of the enclosure, right under the light. The female likes to be in the cork tube I have, where she feels most comfortable. Or other times they'll both be under one of the flat plastic hides I have in there with them.
The you mentioned earlier that you 3D printed the egg trays for the geckos.
Yep.
Have you thought about doing any of the arboreal hides that are 3D printed?
I have not. So my father actually does the 3D printing. I just kind of say, "Hey, can you do this for me?" And he looks up the STL files. I really
Cool.
haven't tried to do anything other than that.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going, Rand? It's an ongoing joke. I have his wife call me a gringo. It's pretty funny.
We're all guilty as charged.
His wife is Latina, so it's okay.
Duly noted.
Um So, but no, he's like, hey, do you want anything 3D printed? I'll come at him with a design or have him kind of mess around with something, and he 3D prints it.
Nice.
So, I really don't want to get into the 3D printing and selling that stuff because I feel like,
hey, does he know there's an untapped market for reptile shows for all kinds of like toys and gizmos? And
well, I mean, I wasn't meaning it like that. I was meaning it more like if you have the 3D printer and you do, there's some crazy CAD files for arboreal hides where like you make the hide and there's a track. And I think shout out Dave Brom's specialty enclosure, or was the reptile perch now, excuse me. I just got my order from him. Shout out Dave. And he's got some 3D printed
like the mounts
arboreal track that you screw in or glue into the top of your enclosure, and you take a normal black plastic hide cave and it slides in on its own track.
Yeah, they're great.
So,
I used them for Boyga when I had them.
There you go.
They're awesome.
I know, like, was it Shane Silva of Shane Spiders? He was 3D printing different hides and designs for like tarantulas and spiders in general, which was really cool. And they're really good. I would love to get the STL files for like the Whitman egg boxes, not for like resale or anything, just to print them out on my end since I have the means to do it from family. So I need to reach out to Clint to see if he can put me in touch with the person who has the STL files, because I know Metazotic sells Whitman boxes. And I got to see them in person at Glubrid Fest, and like they're pretty cool.
Nice.
I really do like them. I'm just like, if they're willing to put me in touch with the person who has the STL files, and if I promise, not to sell them or repurpose them for sale, if that's something they can work out where they can share them with me, and I would be more than happy to just not even share those files out, just so that way I can print them out on my own end. But yeah, no, 3D printed stuff at shows is kind of ludicrous at times, I will say. There's a lot of cool stuff, and I understand its place there, especially for like little kids that come through and want like an animal knickknack without getting a live animal. It's like, oh no, you can't. Yeah, something. It's better than buying an impulse animal. Yeah. But I think at times it can get a bit oversaturated in a market that's oversaturated with a lot of stuff that's at shows.
Yeah. Look, man, when I was a kid, my mom would always take me to the Philadelphia Zoo. And I was always enamored with the snakes. And I remember vividly, we'd always go to the gift shop and they had this. Some of the older people listening are going to remember this. It was a plastic cobra that was chain links. And the head had the hood and the tail was like a kind of a spike. And you held it by the tail and you wiggled it back and forth. And it would like, make the S pattern. Dude, that's a contributing factor to me being the snake guy that I am today. So if they want to sell 3D printed critters that look like a real bearded dragon or look like a real gaboon viper, it just happens to be crazy rainbow colors and the kids are into it, dude, more power to it, man. Hook them while they're young.
I'm just when it gets to be half the show.
No, I'm with you 1,000%.
Like, okay,
yeah,
I already have to see like half the show being ball pythons or all crested geckos. And again, no shame to ball pythons or crested geckos.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have what we have in the hobby and herpetoculture without like the ball python breeders.
Right.
Like we owe, you might disagree with a lot of the big names, both past and present, but their contributions to what we do now, without them, they walked so we could run.
Right. But at the same time, you don't need 3 different beef jerky guys at the reptile show.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You just need, you need a good mix of everything, I feel like.
Sure. Agreed.
Because if at that point you're just competing in a very oversaturated market and no one's gonna get anything,
Yeah.
No one's gonna win and be able to keep doing what they're doing and get to share what they love. And yeah, that's part of the reason why I don't really do ball pythons. If I was going to do ball pythons, I would quite literally buy Volta locality just because they get bigger.
Yeah.
And they're brown.
Those are cool.
And I'm just like, well, no one else is doing it, so screw it. I'll breed Voltas and sell them at like normal ball python prices.
Well, your good pal Russell Morris, him and his family, it's a school night. They're hitting the hay, but I guess his son Phoenix is listening, and we wanted to say goodnight to him. So shout out to Phoenix and Russell, man. Definitely hit us up, man. You seem like one of us. We should be friends.
He is.
He's a good guy.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good on a pretty regular basis. So.
Great. So I'm the odd man out. Thanks a lot.
No, Russ is a good guy. Also, have a good night, Phoenix. I hope you also have a great night, Russ. You and your family, take care, and thank you for stopping in, my man.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Harry Claiborne finally firing up a cigar. Damn it! Well, I just finished that Redemption, and it was a fantastic smoke until that happened.
Oh,
yeah. So like I'd say the last third of the cigar, the wrapper just completely came off, but that's okay because we have an LFD Lennox on backup.
So here, Justin, I'm sending you the enclosures. I will be moving the geckos into. Keep in mind, it's not set up yet. The lights are not there. The lights are on order. They're coming in here, and I still need to grab some twigs from out in the woods and kind of like sanitize them. But that is kind of what the units are stacked up. They have top venting and back venting, and then there's spots where I can slide in lights from the back, so that way they actually do have UVB.
I was just going to ask that. How do you? Is it? There's screen tops.
Yep. So there's screen tops on them.
Cool.
It's about like say, looking at it again. I'm a guy, so like I might overinflate or underinflate this. So forgive me for that. What seems like 3 inches, I would say is 6.
Nice. Natural.
No, I'm joking. No, so I think it's
just from
about
the base, right?
Yeah, exactly.
From the base.
It's probably about like an 8x8 screen top on each unit. So like there's a good bit of screen there, but they have cutouts in the back where it actually you can slide in lights for. And that cool. Black bar on the side is a power strip that a surge protected power strip I adhered to there, so that way I can plug in all of my lighting. Smart. And there is actually a timer that's plugged into, so I can have it on a time setting.
Nice. That's awesome.
So it's not finished yet. I've been working on it. I'm just waiting on some materials to come in.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Here's the female spotted python when she's just kind of out.
Do you know who made that gecko rack real quick?
I do not. I'll have to reach out to my buddy who I bought it from.
Yeah.
This is the group 2 male, the one with the crazy patterning, except that's his belly. So you can see that crazy patterning on his belly.
Oh
Those are
yeah,
good looking Max.
dude, that's a great looking snake.
Yeah, I purchased her originally when she was an adult too. So she kind of crossed a few hands here and there and came back to me. The male's in shed right now, unfortunately, so he's not looking the best.
Oh
but
man,
yeah,
Dude.
the belly on that gecko is just
Dude, you can't zoom in on that, Smitty.
not really, not on Facebook.
Oh, God, that's so cool, man.
Let's see. This is the Miami County and Xanthic.
Nice.
So here is the Longicata. Let's see how good. Let's see if I can get some good photos going there.
Harry's enjoying a Padron 7000 Maduro.
That
He
man and
says,
his 1000 series Padron.
dude, it's a good stick, man. It's a good stick.
I haven't had one.
So this was produced by Borex.
Oh yeah, Rob.
Yep, the sire was Beset. The dam was Meltzer. At least this is what my understanding is of the pairing. So those are the adults.
Bro, the head on
That's
that thing
nice.
is fantastic. That arrowhead.
Yeah.
Love those arrowheads.
The
Rob's
dam,
the man, dude.
I'm
I love
really,
Rob.
really hoping the snake looks more like the dam, because the Meltzer line, when they look like that, are just
That's the dam there.
yeah, that's the dam.
Yeah, dude, that thing is killer.
Yeah, it's almost like IMG
Yeah.
realm.
Yeah.
So
Man, I wish we could zoom in.
here's the group 2 pair as well, kind of together. You can actually, she's gravid in that photo. You can kind of see what I'm talking about with the bulges on the backside.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the female.
Wow.
One thing that's really, really cool about Abanawi, when they hatch out, they are like sexually dimorphic.
Really?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, how do
Yep.
you know that early on what's male and what's female? Just because typically, like with cresteds, you don't really see,
I mean, they get nuts, as you can tell.
Yeah.
When you look at the male as they get older. But so females are a lot more smooth and streamlined. Like they don't have any real protrusions coming from them.
Mhm.
And their tail at the base where it meets up with the rest of their body is a lot shorter too.
Okay.
Males have a bit elongated base at that tail, where it like goes into the tail.
Mhm.
But they also have small fleshy spines, like that you can see when they hatch out.
Almost like
Oh, wow.
spurs.
Yeah, and it's typically right around their backside, towards their hind legs. But like you can see that, like once they hatch out, sometimes it's easier to see after they have that first shed as soon as hatching out of the egg.
Mhm.
But typically their tails are fairly distinct, even that small, and you can tell even before there. So like as soon as they shed out, I go back in and resex them to see if I was right. And
Is it almost like a femoral pore, like on the thighs, or is it?
no, it's quite
Where are
literally
the-
fleshy spines on their back. Let's see if I have a
Oh,
good
wow.
photo to show.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Let's see. Here, this one actually might do. So you see how on that back there you can see those smaller fleshy spines?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yep. Yeah. So that's one of the great ways to tell if they're male or female.
Now, is that purely a visual thing? Like if you slid your finger over it because it's soft, you wouldn't necessarily feel it, or is it still protrude enough?
I have never been able to really feel it, even on like my adults.
Yeah, because it's so small
So-
and thin, and yeah.
The next two photos are the group 1 adults fired down. That's full size. Just to kind of show that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. It's still a small gecko.
So that's the female, that's the male. So that female was produced by Earthbreaker Exotics and Shannon's Reptile Room. They're actually local to me.
Very
So I purchased her at a local show. And then the male was produced by Herptime. And my group 2 is from Jason Cahill, which was an unrelated pair I purchased from him. So let's see.
Those are awesome.
This is the boa I'm working with. She's eventually going to be paired up to an IMG. So I don't really have genetic information on her, near as I can tell. So BPIT possible pink panther, and I think the pink panther, just because of all the pink coraling that's on her,
Yeah.
that is a lot heavier than what I've seen with other teapots.
Very interesting.
So
Almost has like a Hog Island front end.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at that second photo with that, this is quite literally right after she shed.
Oh wow.
Ooh, yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah, dude, killer.
That's like the only morph I have, really, that's not tied to a locality.
Harry Claiborne says the boa rabbit hole calls.
Yeah. We also got Harry sucked into spiders recently, so he's in a delicate spot with rabbit holes currently. He's in
it gets really bad.
Harry literally just wrote VPI and IMG combos kick ass every day. Yeah.
And this is the Bambus I'm sending you, Justin. That is right after a molt.
Wow, look at that thing. Look at the ass on that.
She's got a bigger ass now. That was like right after a molt, so she was kind of skinny.
Yeah, but even the patterning though, I love it.
Oh yeah.
I think one of mine is in pre-molt currently. 2 of them might be. My 2 bigger ones might be. Actually, honestly, 3 of the 4 that I have right now might be in pre-molt.
Okay, now going back to deceiving photos, and that's the same spider, right?
Yeah.
At both photos, what are we looking at? Like maybe 3-inch wingspan or smaller?
Not a wingspan, but a leg span. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 3 inches.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that animal was unsexed when I purchased it. Well, I vent sexed it at the shop, and then I came back a few days later and bought it. Because I'm like, oh, it's not a bad price for a female. That's a really good price, because I think slings typically are retailing right around 120 or so right now. She was 150 at that size, and it was a female. So I picked her up. And then I'm like, well, I could probably use the space here. So, hey, Justin, you want to buy
I know somebody who has a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, who really likes Bambus. So, hey, Justin, you want to pay what I paid for this animal plus shipping? And he was like, okay.
Tell me where to send it.
So he got a good deal. I'm not making any money off of it, which I don't care. Doesn't matter to me, you know.
Yeah, some of the like wild caught ones unsexed right now, like they're going for, like 188, like sight unseen kind of stuff. It's kind of crazy to me because it's like it's not a popular species, but the price tag that they have is kind of goofy to me. That
I wouldn't be against wild caught either, just because it's it's fresh genetics to add in.
Right.
It's never a bad thing. I think too often people stigmatize wild caught, and don't get me wrong, there's definitely issues with wild caught, especially with mass collection or stuff being mislabeled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on that. But I mean, even I really like the Avicularinae subfamily, but I see so many Avics getting mislabeled as something they're not, and it really bothers me because at some point, sure, there is natural hybridization that undoubtedly goes on within their populations, but just because it happens in the wild on the factor we can't control, doing that in captivity and then labeling it as X, Y, or Z without disclosing what it actually is only harms arachnoculture.
Yeah, and I mean that's really one of the only. I'm not really into Avics, just especially with all the M variations and things like that. Like aside from Rufa, like there's really not any Avics that I'm like gunning to
Minatrix
on, and it's just because it's that same thing. Yeah, it's like
look at Minatrix. Minatrix are just the best.
Minatrix are dope, but Rufa really do it for me.
When you get a actual Rufa, that's a nice looking Rufa. To be honest, if you actually see a true Verjata, they are stunning. There was one at Tinley I saw, but it was a male, so I didn't move on it because I'm like, I would have no use for this animal if it hooked out.
I think Subfisca are a good example of the stuff getting mixed up over the years, and that kind of stuff too.
So I've heard that they've been hybridized. I've not seen anything that I could directly place as a hybrid.
Really?
Because there is definitely a slight variation in look between Subfisca highland and lowland as well as size. I mean, lowland rival rufulata and ornata in size, but highland gets small.
Yeah.
Like they just stay small. They stay smaller than Metallica. I also noticed that highland have a lot more gold chevron and like yellows on their legs in general. So like if you looked at the photos of my female and you looked at her leg, like the dotting where it would be like an ivory white on a lowland, hers are like a yellow gold. Anybody who says the folio pattern is the distinct tell is pissing out their ass. That's just not true. You can even pull up photos of wild highland and that doesn't hold up. There's, funny enough, a while back in a Pulsatharia group, somebody posted 2 photos of Pulsatharia safuska, and he was like, are these highland or lowland? And everybody was guessing lowland basing off the color. And he's like, no, these are actually highland. I took these in situ.
Wow.
And I'm just like, yeah, this just goes to show, like, one person actually guessed right. And it's one person who actually produced highland, and he gifted me the founding male of the first sack I produced. But he was like the only one to guess right on it being highland, and everybody else was just like lowland. And I'm just like, this is why no one knows what they have. So it's just, again, color, there's definitely differences between them, and I've even seen things that the leg banding is actually slightly different between the two. But it's, you really have to work at it.
Yeah, and that's something. That's my sort of my frustration with myself is like, again, the sexing aspect. There's something I was talking to Phil about, not Wolf but Phil King, last night, because I had that molt from my highland and took some pictures of it on the microscope and stuff, and was like, that looks male to me. And then I posted in the Discord, or I sent it to Phil, and I think I sent it to you, and everyone was like, no, that might be female. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it doesn't have the thing that I was told that they have, that I've seen pictures of. Like, what the hell?
When you look, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
When you look at Pulsatharia spermatheca, it's really, really small. Like, I'm not even joking. Smithy is like a prime example where if you do not have a microscope, even for an adult, you might miss it.
Really?
I've known people sexing like 4+ inch Metallica and sexing it as a male, but it was a female, and it's just because the spermatheca is small. Like, even on highland, it's like, it is maybe 3-4 millimeters, if that, across. I would have to look at a tape measure here real quick. But like, it's even like on an adult female where it's actually properly sclerotized. I mean, you can see it that it's sclerotized, but it is still, it's like maybe 1/4 of an inch in diameter. That's the Kentucky pine. So that is produced by Trumbauer. I purchased it from Shay Hamper at Tinley. Shay got it from Trumbauer. In fact, the dad of that animal is going to be on the cover of Phil's new book coming out, and it is a beautiful looking pine.
They are pretty. I picked up the 2 for Loafman that I ended up shipping to him from Daytona from Craig, and man, like, I took at least one of them out and played with it for a few minutes before I put it back in the tub, and it's like, that is a pretty, just the overall yellow like hue they have is just, it's awesome.
I do not want to breed this animal unless I can actually get one from Kentucky, because they're just so inbred, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's their family tree quite literally looks like the family tree of a Kentuckian. Yeah. it's quite, yeah. I mean, it's like 4 or 5 founding individuals that they all stem from, which is not a lot for Pituophis.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even like highland spermatheca are really small. And when you sent me that, I was seeing what looked like a juvenile kind of quote unquote flap forming right there, which looked like the uterus externus as well. But it's just very hard to pick out.
Well, I was also taking a picture of a picture with my phone. Like, that's the only gripe I have with that microscope, is that there's not like some Bluetooth connectivity option where I can have it automatically float whatever pictures I take over to my phone, because
it doesn't have a micro SD card.
It does, but then I have to take it out and I have to plug it into my computer, and then I have to move it over, and then I have to save it to my phone. It's like,
Oh, geez.
I know.
You know, if you had an Apple product, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
I would, but then I also wouldn't have a life.
Yeah. So
I'd be walking around telling everybody how great my phone is.
How do you milk sheep?
How do you milk sheep?
One teat at a time
with an iPhone.
Well, I was gonna say drop a new iPhone and price it at $1,200.
That's it, baby.
Yeah,
that's it.
But no, so like one thing I would recommend doing with those small molts is like take like a needle, like a sewing needle, and like kind of play around with that the epigastric furrow right there and see if you can like find that flap.
Because I tried doing that too, but the problem is like I have to get the the needle under the little guard that it has and still be able to see what I'm doing. And like it wasn't even that small of a molt. Like that's a juvenile spider.
I think
it's not a sling by any means, but
I think that one might be a female. I'm iffy about that ventral you sent me it's male. Like
and that's another one where like I see pictures and I'm in some of the Facebook groups where people post their pictures and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I can pick it out. And then when I think it's a male, people are like, no, that's a female. I'm like, what are we talking about? It has the same thing.
So is that one you sent me, the ventral, is that about 3 inches?
Maybe
2.5.
A little, yeah, probably closer
2.5, 3.
to 2.5.
All right, I'd say if he doesn't hook out, or if he doesn't go ultimate this molt, like his next molt, he's going to the next. I've noticed that Highland males, they go from like 3 inches to mature.
Really?
Yeah. So like they mature out small. They're about the size, a bit smaller than like an adult female, but like they go from 3 inches to adult and like kind of double in size almost, but they're still small and leggy and lengthy. So yeah. So I would say he's looking penultimate there. If not, he's going to, if he doesn't go ultimate this next molt, he's definitely going to the molt after. Just looking at that, what I'm seeing there.
Yeah, like I said, it's when I think that I understand what I'm supposed to be looking at, I'm wrong. So,
but no, that Kentucky pine was it. I was very happy to be able to get one because I know how hard they are to find. And unfortunately, like the other ones there, they were more pet quality. They had like kind of club tails, and that still just kind of goes in with the inbreeding, but there was like no other issues with them. This specific female had no like visible deformities that I could find. No kinking, no no like club tail at all. She was just perfect. So I'm just like, I want that one.
Yeah, it's a good looking snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I did pick up that Ocean County Northern as well. And one thing that like really drawed me to her when I grabbed her was she had a lot more like red blushing on her side comparative to her siblings and other Ocean Counties I've seen. So I'm like, this could be interesting.
Do you have any plans to get into the Southerns at all?
The Southerns, I don't know, to be honest. I really want to get some red phase Burlingtons from Jacoby. Honestly, I'd rather get black pines than Southerns. Not that Southerns aren't pretty, it's just I'm a sucker for monochromatic animals.
No, that's fair. I mean, the Southerns are pretty heavily underrepresented in the pit world, I think, and I understand why, like in terms of flashiness and attraction, like they really aren't it.
There's no shame to them. I probably will at some point when I have enough space. It's just there are other things that definitely I would get before Southern.
Yeah.
Well, that just goes to my personal taste. And yeah, I think Southerns I think Pituophis in general are awesome. I would say Pituophis are the second best U.S. genre.
Well, what's the first?
Masticophis, of course.
Oh. Oh.
Wow, I was not expecting
I
that.
was, yeah.
I'll allow it.
You'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
So that's actually one animal I do really regret letting go of. I had a LTC Eastern Coach Whip that was feeding on frozen thawed,
That's
like
awesome.
would not reject, and he was like solid black with just that white pine tail at the very end with
That's
purple
awesome.
burgundy on the underside.
Oh, great.
Oh, that snake was just.
Do you know where he was caught?
I do not.
Damn.
It was at an expo randomly. I saw it for 125 and I was just like,
Cool.
all right, coming
Hell
home
yeah.
with me today.
Hell yeah.
I know who I sold it to. I've really been thinking about reaching back out to the guy and be like, hey, can I buy that snake back from you?
Give it back.
That's cool.
I'm also kind of waiting for Ray Lugosi and Connor Wardle to have Masticophis they've produced too, because both of them are working with Masticophis, and they do really, really good work with their animals.
Incredible stuff, man.
Yeah,
Connor's a man.
Dude,
shout out to the hardcore people who love Masticophis and can keep them, because it's not. I think it's a snake that more people should get into, but I also think it's an animal that requires more attention and more space than what most people can do too.
Agreed.
But they're like up there, I think, with the intelligence level, or almost up there with like Dimacron. I can never pronounce it right.
Drymarchon.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for sure.
But they just like. They're just one of those beautiful, underrated snakes that you just do not see often. And there's so much variation between the subspecies. Like you'll have the red whips, or like the westerns that have that pink and black to them. That's just insane. Or you'll have like an Ozarks Eastern that it's just jet black with the red on the tail and like red speckling on it.
Yeah, man.
It is insane.
Jake will never let me live down letting that one get past me. That one day we were out.
Oh, they're fast.
Yeah.
Oh, what was even better about this guy too?
Anything like it just evaporated in front of my eyes. Like,
the only time he ever bit me was a feeding response, because he was very excited for the food. And other than that, like, he would be flighty when you pull him out, but he would calm right down when he was out. So he was actually handleable.
Our good friend Jeff Frederick is in the chat, and he says, for all the non-Latin speakers, Masticophis are coach whips et al.
Yeah, they are. They're like the best. That I will die on that hill saying they are the best U.S. genre.
Oh no, that's tough. That's a tough.
You know what though? That is a very tough thing to say. And although I respect the hell out of it, I don't agree with it per se. But I think that's
something like a Kistrodon or something.
No. I'm gonna say that's a great pick, because I feel like it's not the normal pick. It's got a lot of thought behind it, a lot of passion behind it, and mad respect for that.
I think one of my other picks might be so out of left field you wouldn't be expecting it.
It's Atlanta.
No, Bogartropus.
Yeah,
like Subox and Baja.
Bogies.
Yeah, bogies for life.
Couple of bogey bros.
They just look so different than any other rat snake we have in the U.S. I mean, their ecology is pretty different too.
Yeah,
but they're just. We kind of spoke about Subox earlier, like their care and keeping, how you wouldn't keep them too humid because they just crash. But
yeah,
another one that is just, I really like them.
Mike said I do not agree. Harry said Terraria.
Says Terraria.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest, man. I've been lucky enough to keep a lot of North American species, and I'm gonna piss off a lot of the snakes in my collection, man. But Bogartophus has become my fave, and I have more Trans-Pecos rat snakes than I think any other species right now.
Do you have the complete Suboc by Dusty Rhodes?
I have 2 copies. That's how fat I am.
Yep. Good.
Yeah. I have one copy that's on a bookshelf, and then I have another copy that literally travels around in my backpack so I can reference it from time to time because I'm addicted.
So, Mike, if you're saying that coach whips are trash, I respect your opinion to be wrong. I'm hoping that's not what you're saying. Correct me if I'm misunderstanding.
Coach whips are not trash at all, but they are huge pains in the ass in field. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you keeping them is so rewarding because they watch everything you do. They watch all of your movements, and they are smart. They're not a stupid animal at all.
Yeah.
They're not plotting your murder, but they're definitely like, okay, is this person gonna fucking feed me or what? That's one of the other things is they can have a habit of becoming way too overweight because their diet in captivity is a lot different than their diet in their natural environment.
Agreed.
Which is surprising because you wouldn't think that given how high their metabolism is compared to other snakes and stuff. But
But I mean, even if you give them a lot of space to move around in, if you're feeding them way too much,
they're just not going to be moving.
So like I would feed mine like typically a rat, like a decent sized rat that wouldn't be too big for it, like every 10 to 14 days. So that way it actually had time to digest. Like he would consistently shed, he would consistently move around, but he would not be overweight. This animal shed really well and like clockwork, but did not have the scale separation or the fatty buildup, and he still had that lean look to him that I would expect with coach whips. Not like emaciated, but like, defined muscle tone.
Like me when I take my shirt off.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Man, I still think about that snake. So I sent some photos of the northern pine, and they're not like the best where you can see that red blushing to them. But, like you can definitely see it up towards the throat, and like it's in person, it actually looks a lot more red. In photos, it looks more brown. The ones with the gloved hands are when I got it. It's just so I could interact with the animal without having to be so anal about quarantine and shit.
He's a Fallout fan too, I see.
I am, yes. It's one of my favorite series, that and The Witcher. I mean, I really like single-player RPGs, so like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, The Witcher, Fallout, Elder Scrolls.
I played a lot of New Vegas as a kid.
That is one of the really good ones, I will say. So that is the Ocean County I picked up here recently at Tinley. That was also like a really inexpensive one too. I was surprised when I saw the price on it. I was just like, okay. Shit, everybody else wants like 200, 250. That was like 140.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed, man. I didn't have any northerns. Jake has some. I just had southerns, and like they were fun. I enjoyed them. I don't know. Like I'm specific when it comes to the pits that I'm like, if I was to get back into them, it would be like Kankakee or something. But like, I don't know. Jake's all about, he has the Janai and stuff like that. And
man,
those are awesome too. But I've the pit thing. I never fully caught that bug.
Oh man, Deppies and Jannies are awesome.
Market. Let's see if they're on the morph market still. Oh, they are. There's somebody selling Kankakee Bowl Giant line for like 200. And I'm not gonna lie, these are really nice looking snakes, even as babies. Like that, it's a very vivid black saddling all throughout the head. And you can't even collect Kankakees. I don't think they were even legally collected to begin with, technically, from Illinois law.
Probably not. Illinois is pretty hardcore when it comes to their native stuff.
Yeah.
I just like how dark the kanks get.
Oh yeah. It's a nice dark saddling on the snake is just great. I know so Jacoby, I've been looking at his red phase northerns. That's what really tickles my fancy with him. I mean, he has beautiful animals regardless, but his red phase, when you look at him, they're just There were some high contrast northerns that I saw from, I think, Tom Shang, that were I had my eye on for a while too. I just didn't pull the trigger on them, unfortunately. But yeah, pits are becoming one of my top. I would put them as probably the second best U.S. genre in my opinion. Again, no shame to anything else.
I thought we said it was bogeys.
Bogeys were third for me. I say
they're all tied for first.
They're all tied.
Masticopus takes the cake. I'm sorry.
You ever get into Bairds at all?
I've not really. They're very. I would say for like in terms of rat snakes, they look different, but they look similar at the same time. You know what I mean? There, like they kind of have like a different look to them overall that kind of reminds me of the bogues, but it's not quite.
They fit the locality bill, if that's what you're looking for.
I just like how while you run across the desert of our continent, you got Baird Eye, you got Subox, you got Senecolus. I'll probably own all three at one point because I just think it's cool, all the desert rats. But they're all vastly different localities and filling the same niche ecologically. And I think that's super cool.
Oh yeah.
You know?
I mean, even some like differences within like the Emery family.
Oh,
so you have like your your Slowinskii, your actual Emery, and your Mellomorums. And they're just it's interesting to see how, while initially those animals were thought to be like the same, they got changed so much just with our understanding of taxa and how they can actually interact with other like related species in their range, you know?
Oh yeah.
One thing that I was seeing with like going back to Masticophis, I think it was Ray Lugosi. She was keeping Masticophis in with like Atrox.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at them and they're basking in the same spot right up by each other. And I was like, that is so fucking cool. Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, I've seen photos all the times of like three different snakes just within a close proximity of each other, sharing the same area, just basking, enjoying life, not interfering with each other because they're all doing their different, filling their different need in the ecosystem, and they're not having to compete for any resources that would cause them to interact in a negative way. And being able to mimic that in captivity is like next level. You know, when you have different species cohabitating in the same enclosure, in the same setting, and doing naturalistic behaviors together, it's just insane. That's like some of the people who do narrow-mouthed toads and with like a Phonopalma species.
Some people that do that? That's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen it done in captivity multiple times. Apparently, even Sophuska have interactions with certain frogs in the wild where they do quote unquote cohabitation. And if I could get those frogs from Sri Lanka, that would be pretty freaking cool, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Anything is possible through Germany.
You know what they say, new species discovered, 2 Germans buy a plane ticket.
That's it.
Which,
dude, it's unreal seeing some of the like tarantulas, especially. You see some new species described, and like within a month they're on Morph Market.
Yeah,
so blatantly just there. Like
it's like, yeah, that's not there legit.
Yeah, but I'll also say there's a lot back 15, 20 years ago. There would be a lot of new taxa that came out where it was either first time described or it was something that got split, and you get a wholesale like Strictly, and you know it would be I can't think of a scientific name off the top of my head that would have been this, but you know you'd get 500 scorpions, and then like 3 days after the crate landed in Miami, there was a new paper out. So we would sort through and look at all of them, and holy crap, we got 10 of that new species in here. Didn't even know it. You know? So I feel like there's a lot of times where that does happen, and they were brought in as X, Y, and Z, and they turned out because of modern science, they are actually XYM, and they get thrown up in morph market. But then again, you do have, Germans with a suitcase.
Well, I mean, so anybody who works with Borneo earless monitors can correct me if I'm wrong here. My understanding on them was they had been protected in their native range from like the 70s. So seeing them pop up in like Europe and then all of a sudden the US has me kind of sketched out. And don't get me wrong, that's an awesome animal.
Yeah.
But it's also like, okay, even if this is captive bred in the US, is it still a Lacey Act violation? Is it still something that probably should not be here? Because if we really want to get into the nitty gritty, even some of the Brazilian species we have in captivity are technically Lacey Act violation according to Brazil, because Brazil has come out and said that there's like been no legal exports of
we
flora
didn't give you
fauna.
any of these, right?
Yeah,
I
like
mean, but
it's all been like bribe stamps, from probably
but now
cartel.
you're getting into, I mean, I don't want to say semantics, but like you're going to tell me that for the past 30 years it's been captive bred in Germany, but now they're all illegal, even though they've been captive bred in Germany for 30 years, because the first pair that ever made it to Europe 35 years ago was illegal. I mean, I don't know.
It gets into a weird area there, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I also know there's also a
you-
lot of zoos that. No, I'm sorry, continue.
no, yeah, there's a lot of zoos that actually breed and then will sell access to like the general public or private collectors, who then in turn will breed it legally too. That happens, but
And I think it also happens more often than not where the zoo doesn't want people to know. Like, I know I've had lizards they're totally legitimate, they're not protected or anything, but the zoo produced them, and the zoo is like, holy crap, because of AZA guidelines we're only supposed to have 4 and now we have 12. Well, we can't sell them because it looks bad that the zoo is quote unquote selling animals, so make it go out the back door. Now you know what I'm saying? So like,
they don't
that
wanna,
has happened countless times.
they don't want to put down the animal because it's just a waste of life.
Right. I've also seen it where AZA institutions have said, oh, we're only supposed to have 5. We accidentally produced another 10, kill them all. And they did, because that's the AZA rules. But that's a whole nother topic. Sorry.
And I think it's better at that point not to cull them, because those animals could actually go into the private sector and be bred responsibly by private breeders and then actually get the species established.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, there's definitely weird nuance, like weird things happening where stuff pops up that probably shouldn't have popped up as fast as it did. Or where it has me just like, okay, I mean, I understand that this is captive bred, but like, I can trace this back to some like a brown box, right?
It's a pretty short line from A to B.
Yeah.
A
So like, what's the legality here? Like what's going on? And then you have stuff that's just blatantly brown boxed.
Yeah.
Like there's no question to it. It's just like there's no way this animal got here legally. Like these haven't been brought in. So, and I've seen different arguments between, is it more ethical to illegally smuggle something in small quantities and not resell it, but establish it to breed, like captive breed it and get it established in the hobby, versus legal mass collection of a species and depriving an area of a lot of like the breeders or juveniles that would fill in the die off of the adults or aged animals. And that's, I can see the merit behind that too. I think if in a perfect world, if we can work with people in their natural zones where these animals are from and have them realize, hey, it's actually a lot more cost effective to legally breed these and go through proper channels, because there's a huge market from it. You can make money by doing things within the guidelines and still contributing to natural ecology and keeping the species going. Like I think people have done that in Madagascar with mantellas, and like the native people there in Madagascar realized, oh well, we can actually sell these frogs and we actually breed them here instead of just poaching them from the wild, and we can still make good money off of it. So figuring out how we can get these programs going, either with government funding, with natural ecology, just outreach, would help, impoverished nations kind of increase their GDP so that way they can have a better quality of life, we can have better relations, and we can still contribute to things we love and get the animals we love just in more ethical sourced, and not have to rely on illegal imports and doing shady things, or mass collecting species and depriving natural environments of animals that probably should still stays there. Because if we pull too much, well, guess what? We're risking populations there, or if we're getting too reliant on animals being imported in mass and not breeding them in captivity, and then when those areas shut off imports, well, then we're shit out of luck for something that was once abundant in the hobby. And we see that all the time. That happens where stuff is just massed import in, so no one breeds it because they
everyone
can
takes it for granted.
Yeah, and then it gets closed off, and everybody's like, "Oh crap, we should have been breeding these." So, if that kind of tangent makes any sense at all.
No, it does, and that's like Dave Fisher has talked about that. With rose hares, going back to tarantulas, like rose hares are a good example of that. And he said, like, these common species that everyone claims, like, that are still imported in decent numbers, and even captive bred stuff is still relatively cheap. He's like, we can't forget about those because we're going to go the way of the rose hare again, like with Simani, for example.
Yep.
He's like, we still need to be producing these even though they're imported, because one day there's a very good chance that we're not going to be able to bring them in anymore. And then we're going to have the whole situation that was had with rose hares, with however many other species. I know, like, a Vicularia just got proposed for
CITES
2.
Yep. And that would cover all the morphotypes we see,
right?
Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the hobby. 7 is not in the hobby, but the ones we see most often are 2, 1, and 6. So it's just like, if that gets shut off, they're not going to distinguish it on a morphotype level. They're just going to distinguish it on the species level.
Right.
So,
Harry, I've told you need to go do that.
Just when you see a mature male Samani, you're going to be shocked. They do not look like an actual Samani. They look completely different.
I have 2 of them. They're not. I don't know what one of them is. It's still small, and the other one I think is a female, and they're fun. That's a cool species. I enjoy them.
I really like a lot of the more U.S. Aphonopelma, to be honest. Like, if you look at a good Colcodes, like a New River, ooh.
I like Bicoloratum as far as like my favorite out of that whole genus. I think Bicoloratum are mine.
Bicoloratum and Moderatum are pretty up there. I do like Paloma just because they're small as crap. They're so small.
Teeny tiny.
I think the Home Alone spider was like several different spiders.
Yeah, I don't know. I see pictures and people are like, "Oh, it's a Costa Rica." I'm like, "Is it though?" It doesn't. It kind of.
I think they used a Hamorai, a Samani, and I think a rose hare.
It did. I think it did change species a couple times.
Yeah. It's like, okay, just give whatever is in abundance here.
This is what we have for the day.
Yeah.
People won't notice.
No, it's just this big hairy spider to the general public.
Yep.
And then you have people like us who's like, actually,
what are they doing? Oh, but we are at the witching hour. Phil, did we have anything else?
No, man, we covered a lot. It was a great show, man.
But I've sobered up.
You have considerably. It's good.
The power of Monster.
That's it, baby.
So many uppers and downers your body doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's like the time I had Four Loko. I'm exhausted and energized at the same time, and it's a weird limbo to be in. It's
embrace it.
It's like that DracuFlow stuff. It's just like, I got so many uppers and downers in me. My bipolar is now just polar.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I did Four Loko once, and that was enough. I was just drunk And I just remember being so tired and wanting to sleep so bad, but I couldn't because I was so buzzed from the caffeine in it. And I just had to sit there and like suffer.
I think they changed up Four Logos now, so there's actually no caffeine in them anymore.
I wouldn't know. I that was a one and done experience in life, and I think that was fairly early on, and some people had like died from them or something, but they were still being sold in gas stations like they were, no big deal.
I think the real rite of passage is doing Everclear with Pedialyte.
Oof. Kidneys don't know which direction to go.
That's rough, man. That's fucking rough. Ugh.
I don't understand what you're wanting me to do.
I think my friend was calling it Pediaclear or something like that. That was an experience. It wasn't bad at all.
Jesus.
So.
You actually don't get anything out of it. They just completely neutralize each other.
It's I don't know. Like the Everclear is so high proof at times that I don't think Pedialyte can keep up with it. But I can speak from experience in that night. I was
like a cheat code.
I was God's drunkest soldier there,
dude.
All I know is downtown, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, a bunch of paramedics got together and realized they could make a quick buck. They make these like fake pseudo ambulances, and because they're licensed state paramedics, they have like liquid IV, like actual IVs, and so. Halfway through your binge drinking night with all your friends, you guys go in there. They have oxygen that they put you on and give you a saline IV. And then for like whatever, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it is, you're feeling great. And you go back on the town.
Dude, when they do St. Patty's Day at Savannah, because in Savannah, in Georgia, like St. Patty's Day is a massive thing every year. There's at least, I think, one doctor's office that does that, and they make bank.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell Big Pharma that because we're in for some trouble already.
Oh, they make so much money off that.
Yep.
The bars have to love it too, because then guess what? Their bartenders get even more tips.
Boot and rally, yeah.
Yep. Gentlemen, it was a great show.
It was.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on. I'm sorry I didn't just talk about snakes, and I kind of covered a bunch of different things.
That's good, man. That's why you're here.
That's what we're all about. There are no rules here.
It's a house of learning doctors.
It's a house of learning doctors.
I really appreciate you guys having me on and having me talk about this random stuff. And if I got anything wrong, I'm more than happy to talk about and learn from it because, that's what we're doing. That's what we're all about.
It's cool, man. You guys fucked me up. You said Aphonopelma something, and I was like, I don't know that one. What is that one? I was like, let me just hop on Wikipedia real quick. Holy shit, there's a lot of Aphonopelma now.
Oh yeah, there are.
Like, when did it go from being like 6 to 30? Jesus.
Inside
there's been
last like 10 years, right?
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of different species being added
all the time.
That genre. Yeah,
it's fucking wild, man. Yeah,
I mean,
thanks a lot. Now I'm screwed. Oh yeah, 33. Jesus. And when they did that, it was 14 new US. Oh my god.
I mean, Avix went from like a lot of different species to like one species in general has 7 different morphotypes.
Yeah.
And then another species has like 3 and another has 2. And
yeah. All right. So now that since we're on the topic, what was that? It was an M word that you said that you liked.
Meslamalis. Look up the Costa Rican red. I hate common names, so
Meslamalis.
It's the scientific name is a mouthful. It's Abdomegaphobema.
It used to just be Megaphobema, but they
okay.
Abdomegaphobema.
Okay.
Harry just got one. It's not
it's the Costa Rican red leg. Yeah. So when you actually see one like fresh out of a molt, they look velvety.
What the hell that used to be called? I'm sorry.
It was originally the Megaphobema.
Okay.
But they added the Abdo.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like, hey, this isn't long enough already.
And someone was just trying to get some street cred on the science scene.
Cool shit, man.
To be honest, I still remember when Nandu chromatus were Nandu chromatus instead of like Vitalis chromatus or whatever they are now.
Yeah, I guess Colorado Velocis got
Changed out of
sunk
Nandu.
it. Yeah, and because I was talking to Harry about those not that long ago either, and I had one of those, years ago, and it was a fun species. But he's like, I don't see those anywhere. I'm like, did they sink them or something?
Look up.
Something happened, and they're just
Is it the
Colorado Velocis isn't a thing anymore, I guess, or something along those lines. I can't keep up.
What is it? Is this the Brazilian giant blonde, the Nandu Tripepi?
Those look cool. Those look fun.
They're pretty fun. They do hair like a motherfucker though, and I will say I've been haired by a lot of different species. Pamphobedius macala and Tripepi are the two that have actually made me break out.
Really?
I've been given a full facial by a Sturmy and nothing.
Ooh,
Jesus.
So me saying that Tripepi and Macala have actually gotten me to.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wild shit, man.
Wow.
The bugs we love.
Listen, I've done stupid things with spiders, so.
Yeah, and they do have nasty hairs.
They do. They do.
If people want to get in touch with you, what is the preferred route they go for that?
You can either reach out on Facebook or on Instagram, LP Herpetoculture. On Instagram, it should be LP_Herpetoculture because they make you do an underscore instead of a space. I don't know why.
Because it's cool. So
on Facebook, I am LP Herpetoculture as well. Those are going to be the two best places to reach out to me if you have questions or want to chat or just want to keep up on what's going on with my stuff. Be warned, at times I do post memes on Facebook, and I don't really care what I post as long as it's not like horribly offensive or racist or like, anything that's going to be bad. There is dark humor at times.
That's what we need in these light times.
Sometimes I have some jokes
in this valley of positivity.
You want me to go with one that makes me feel bad every time I say it?
Which one's that?
What's the difference between Paul Walker and Betty White?
Ooh.
This one's not going to go over well for everybody, but Paul Walker made it to 100 before dying.
Damn.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
Oh.
Damn.
R.I.P. Betty White. Honestly, though, she was one of us. She was one of us.
Yeah.
National treasure.
National treasure.
Nick Cage was trying to steal her out of the museum.
Oh, Harry, do I need to go back with that one to say where you can find me on?
No.
Oh, okay.
He was making a robustum joke.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Your boy was too quick.
But yeah, so yeah, that is. I'm sorry if anybody got a bit tilted about that. I do not feel great every time I say that.
Right.
But the punchline is just.
It's still funny.
It is still funny.
It is too good.
This episode, as always, brought to you by blackboxcages.com. Check them out. Facebook, Instagram. Use code THN25. Save yourself some money. Save even more with the pickup option at checkout. Whether you need racks, whether you need cages, they've got something that will fit your needs. Tons of customization options as far as cages and stuff go too, between lighting options, heating options, all that good stuff. So go shop around, check it out. If you have any questions, shoot them an email, shoot them a message on Facebook, and they will answer you in a jiff. And then hop on over to Fulvius Apparel, fulviusapparel.com. 'Tis the season sale going on now for the next month. Buy two, get one free site-wide. Get entered to win that Carhartt backpack. I need to post a picture of it probably at some point here soon.
Even though I've stopped smoking, Johnston, I still do have the Rhino rat lighter I got from you a while back. So
nice.
Oh, yeah. I need to do another. I've been meaning to do another round of like limited run lighters or something. I just can't decide what I want to do. So we'll see. Keep an eye out for that.
Have you done the Keep It Classy lighter yet?
No, I have my Bacilliferaria one that I use. I don't think I made any more than the single one that I have. But I don't know. Like the blanks for Zippos are expensive, so
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I need to do like pre-sales before I go and buy a bunch of them. And then the likelihood that I'm going to screw one up is pretty high as well. So I usually have to order a couple extras because it's pretty much guaranteed that I'm going to fuck them up. So be on the lookout. We'll see. Cold-blooded caffeine, best coffee around. Use the code SMOKE at checkout. Snakes and Stogies blend, plus many other offerings that you will not be disappointed by. We will see everybody maybe Thursday. I have to talk to Jake, but I know the 11th, Arachners is happening again. We've got that sort of lined up and in the books, or Phil does at least, because he's much more organized than I am. And we'll see everybody later.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.